Man. All right, I'm just gonna read this one right here. I just open to this. This chapter is called Uptown Bound from 2001 to 2002. The value of a thing sometimes lies not in what one attains with it, but in what one pays for it, what it costs us. For 7 months, I sat on Tulane and Broad Street, the New Orleans jail, or House of Dawn, HOD, as it was called, awaiting trial for distribution of crack, powder, cocaine, and possession of a firearm. After a trial that lasted 7 days, I was found not guilty and immediately was released. Yes, indeed. I beat the charges like Mayweather. Again, I prayed to God that if he blessed me with a victory at trial, I would stop using drugs. But again, I lied. After 7 months away in HOD, finally I'm clean and sober. Now I'm back in the lab. Prior to getting locked up, I had dropped my Young and Thuggin' album on Cash Money, but after I was released, I signed another contract with Koch Records, Laboratory Records. Me and one of the producers from No Limits, Beats by the Pound, Keno, did a PD deal, pressing and distribution with Koch. With a PD deal, the artist records the music, gets the artwork done for the project, then turns in the completed project. Koch takes the music and artwork package, presses the actual CD, then distributes the CD to the record stores. Promotion of the CD remains the responsibility of the artist. My homeboy Keith had also just come home after serving 2 years on a 5-year sentence upstate. Before he was locked up, we used to get loaded at his house on Ferret, where he lived with his mom and sister, just 2 doors down from Juvenile's auntie, Miss Tammy. This was the same porch that we shot the mailman scene on, baller blocking. Keith wasn't home 2 days and was found dead with a single gunshot wound to the head in front of a bar on Washington and Magnolia. His murder remains a mystery until this day. After Keith's murder, I had a few shows booked that weekend and I cold relapsed. I first went back to snorting, which eventually led back to shooting both heroin and cocaine, speedballing. At this time, Renata is also pregnant again. But late one night, she's having real bad pains and I rushes her to the hospital. The next morning, the doctor tells us that it's a 50-50 chance that the baby will survive. Later that same night, I hear Renata in the bathroom and she's having a miscarriage. That shit fucked me up. And I started getting high even more. All during this time, I wore an ankle bracelet, one after the conditions of the home confinement that I agreed to be placed on. But instead of being confined to the house with Renata and Taryn, I did the opposite. I had 2 other new females that I was seeing from across the river in New Orleans, and I was absolutely reckless, having unprotected sex with them both. I met one at the rapper Chopper's video shoot featuring Master P. And the other one I met while I was at the studio on Jackson Street. The embarrassing part about it all was that they both were one-night sensations that became pregnant at the same time that Renata was pregnant. Then right after Renata had her miscarriage, the female I met at the studio also had miscarried her baby, and the chick I met at the video shoot just outright had an abortion. I guess it just wasn't meant for me to be a father of any more children at that time. I bought the new year of 2003 in with the same major speedballing, and I'm talking about to the 10th power. It was the first week of February, and I was scheduled to take my weekly drug test. One of my probation stipulations also ordered by the court, but I drugging and thugging so hard that the day had crept up on me. And now in panic, I like that shit out. Real life. Willing, trying anything to get around not dropping dirty. That is besides stop using drugs. In my first attempt to cleanse my system, I tried drinking water and a cap of bleach. That is a cap to the bottle that the bleach comes in. And instead of worrying about the possible harm that the bleach could have done to my system, all I could concentrate on was unpleasant taste that it left inside my mouth. I couldn't stop urinating for a whole day, but I was sure that it wouldn't remove the traces of heroin and cocaine from my urine. So next I'm headed uptown to see my homeboy Wendell mama. She would give us this shot in the ass called vitamin V12, which was guaranteed to clean your system only if you refrain from the use of drugs 48 hours prior to receiving the shot. So knowing this and knowing I just got loaded an hour ago, I get the shot of vitamin V12 anyway. My first 2 stunts occurred on the day before I was due to report to drug court. But on the day of, things got even wilder. Early that morning, I'm up with the birds looking for a real miracle. I drives over on 2-lane and Broad Street, purchase a remedy called Stuff. This was some thick-ass syrup that's supposed to be mixed with water. The stuff is said to hide whatever drugs you recently used. So with my options and an all-time low, I was to give it a try. I'm sitting behind my steering wheel with a bag of Skittles in my hand, eating a few to knock the taste of the stuff out my mouth. When I pulls an Einstein and right there in the truck, I gets loaded with 2 hours before I'm in doing court. What, Taylor?
Tell you how to fast, kids.
Okay, all right. With only 2 hours between me and the drug court, the only way I wasn't going to test dirty was if somebody that didn't do drugs pissed for me. So that's exactly what I needed. And in search for a candidate, I was back uptown around Jackson Street. I'm looking for one of my young niggas that I was sure didn't mess around. I finally found the perfect solution to my problem, and I couldn't understand why I hadn't thought of this in the very beginning. Find one of these young niggas, Pam the piss inside a condom, and I'm straight. Finally, I got my clean piss, and I'm en route to the courthouse. But first, I have to pick up my son, Tabron, from the nursery. I arrive at court, and it's my time to make it do what it do. I'm trying to make this thing look smooth, but this cis-ass deputy is watching me like a hawk while I fake piss trying to play it off. But I'm starting to look suspicious, so I finally go for the condom that's tied around my dick, and the deputy is watching me so hard that he peeps the condom. He rushes me, and a fight breaks out. But since I'm loaded, he's able to bring me under control without a problem. I'm busted and brought in front of Judge Bigelow. And since there was no one to take my son, he showed me a little love by allowing me to leave. Then self-surrender the next day. But with my birthday days away and the Mardi Gras a few days after that, stop playing. The next day, a warrant is issued for me, and I'm wanted in New Orleans by Judge Bigelow. It's my 22nd birthday, and instead of enjoying myself, I'm paranoid and skating on thin ice, thinking about the 2 years on the 4 years suspended sentence that I was facing if caught. Now that I had managed to avoid being arrested before my birthday, my next goal was to make it to and through the week of Mardi Gras festivities that were scheduled to begin that following Tuesday. On the first day of Mardi Gras 2003, I attended the Zulu parade on Jackson Street, and I took Tabron with me on St. Charles Avenue to the truck parade. And I must have really had been out of my mind, because while I dreaded being thrown into one of those 10-man cells at HOD, I still took my ass to the Mardi Gras with hundreds of patrolling officers that were definitely familiar with. God had to be on my side, because not only did I make it through my birthday in the Mardi Gras, but I was able to hit the road and handle my business away from New Orleans in a more comfortable environment. Me and producer Keno had to fly out to New York for a meeting dinner with one of the heads of Koch Records named Allen. Since me and my brother Travis favored one another, I was able to purchase my plane ticket and travel under his identity without suspicion. My business with Koch Records went smooth, and after a few days, I flew Renata and Tabron in to chill and have some fun with me in New York. I used to love seeing that look and excitement on their faces when I would send for them and show them other parts of the world other than New Orleans, Louisiana. Next to traveling, nothing made Renata happier than when she was out shopping. So when they arrived, I took them shopping and bought them damn near every basketball jersey and jersey dress from the NBA store. The Manolo Timberlands were out then, and the stores in New York carried some of the most exclusive pairs that we seen. So I had to buy Renata a pink pair. Taking care of my family was never a problem of mine. It was myself who I neglected, the most with my reckless and relentless use of heroin and cocaine. If my addiction were in fact embraced as a religion, then any bathroom would have been considered my house of worship. Back at the hotel, I quickly disappeared into the bathroom. In New York JFK Airport, en route to New Orleans, I could be found inside the bathroom. And when we landed back in New Orleans, religiously, off to the bathroom I went. After disappointing Renata for the 1 millionth time, she finally begun showing signs of giving up on what we've been building since we were 16 years old. The heroin and cocaine had completely overpowered me, and I didn't know how to ask for help, or if I should ask for help at all. I was hot boy Turk and accustomed to handing out help, not receiving it. Me and Renata had a house together out in Metairie, and one day while out there, we had a big argument. I grabbed the hammer and smashed the flat screen TV in our bedroom, and that was it. I lost Renata's mind and heart. And how could I blame her? She was my high school sweetheart, a strong, beautiful black sister striving to secure a degree and career for herself at Suno College in New Orleans. She also did a great job at raising our son, and I jeopardized it all. My empty promises to stop getting high had even played out to the point that even when I agreed to get baptized at the Fifth African Baptist Church, where she was one of their parishioners, whatever, anytime I would attend, I would always make my way to the only place sacred to me, the bathroom. After slick ducking out, I would return like I was really touched by Pastor Sanders preaching with my fake serious face, amens and all. With only 80,000 units sold, my Raw and Uncut album released through Koch Records was a complete flop. A big difference from the platinum selling albums and my solo goal. All the signs and symbols, I was just too gone to recognize anything. The Raw and Uncut album wasn't just any album. It was my first album I attempted to release on my own. I always wanted to be on my own, man, in life and now in business. So when it flopped, it knocked the wind out of me. While I dealt with what I perceive as a failure with more heroin and cocaine, Koch Records had booked a 30-day tour for me to pull in some show money to make up for the lack of units that moved in the stores. Me and my road manager, Leroy, hit the road, and to help me fight my addiction while out handling my business, I stocked up and carried with me a nice supply of methadone. The tour had gotten off to a smooth start, and it felt good just getting out there and grinding, even though the Raw and Uncut album hadn't lived up to our expectations. Now, psychologically, the methadone was supposed to be used as a treatment, but without moderate doses, not only did it have the same addictive effect, but more importantly, I quickly ran through my supply and I was at it again. All right, y'all, I got a minute and something remaining. But, man, look, y'all make sure y'all get the book. Like, it ain't no bullshit. I ain't cutting no corners. Like, I was really, like, fucked up in the book. I got everybody that ever was a part of my life mentioned in that book. Some motherfucker might get mad because I mentioned their name, but I got to keep it all the way 10 times 100. You feel me? It ain't no bashing. It's just real life. It's facts. Everything that I went through is no lies in there. Everything is visualized how I seen it and wrote out how I wanted it to be. Y'all gonna understand it. It ain't no book where the words all big and nah. You gonna understand this shit. You feel me? So the Auto Thug Turk, 52 Bullet documentary, and Reckless coming soon. You did. Y'all just got exclusive. I don't even get this shit. Y'all supposed to be paying me for this shit. I just read a damn near a whole chapter. You feel me? Only way I stopped because the time running out. But this shit is good. I ain't lying. As I reading this shit, I'm visualizing all this shit because it's so real. And even with my music, if you listen to my music is a reflection of my life.